Hey everybody, welcome to the vlog. Avoid all my hair and all this. So this is it's Thanksgiving. It's literally Thanksgiving the day I'm shooting this, which I've gotten back. I've had a lot to drink, had a lot to eat. I'm tired. We had a great time. Cards Against Humanity with Mary's parents is always a fun time. And I just want to say sorry, this vlog is not a typical vlog. Shorter, lacking content. There's good stuff, what's here. But I'm not cooking anything in this. I just didn't get to it. Long story short, I had a bit of a stomach bug last weekend that completely derailed a lot of plans I had. That's why my EP is not coming out by the end of this year. Now we're looking at late January at the earliest, and why I was not able to do any cooking or any Thanksgiving cooking. So I apologize, but hey, I do this for fun, and so sometimes I'm just gonna have to do what I have to do. That also said, I don't do any cocktails here, but I will give you a beer taste test where we check out 3 beers I've never had and see what we think. There's some really good no spoiler reviews in here. We talk about God of War Ragnarok, which I finished. We talk about, that's a thumbnail, RRR, the menu. Pretty sure we also talk about Glass Onion. Again, no spoilers. So look for those time codes if you don't want to see everything or you want to skip something. Like, I get it if you don't want to hear certain reviews or whatever. So on the time bar, the red bar, the play bar, you'll see gaps. Those are chapter skips. And also, if you go into the description below, you'll see a big list of blue numbers with chapter descriptions, so you can see what you're looking for. Click on those, jump around, go back and forth, skip around, come back, watch this in chunks, find your place, whatever you got to do. That's how that works. But let's get to vlogging. All right, listen. Sneezy Jack. I'm running out of time and thoughts and cares because I'm busy with other things. It's holidays, so not making a cocktail this week, but we're gonna do something we haven't done in a long time. We're gonna do a beer taste test. So we're gonna try 3 different beers, try to give you an idea about them, see which one I think I like best. We're gonna do 3 pumpkin beers because I bought a bunch of pumpkin beers before my bachelor party. Yeah. That's where I got them from. Yeah. No, I went downstairs and got 3 beers picked out. So we're gonna go in ascending alcohol by volumes. We're gonna start with the lowest one. That is a 6.1. So I'm not even sure if I really like pumpkin beers that much, but we're gonna try these. So right here we got, Rogue. They make Bat Squash, which is like an IPA that I actually like. I'm not huge on IPAs, as we've discussed, and unless I'm having like really hot food, then that bitterness pairs well. But this is Pumpkin Patch Ale. And ale brewed with roasted pumpkins, 1 pint. My hands are freezing from this. Pumpkin Patch Ale is made with whole pumpkins that we chop up and roast by hand. The hand roast allows us to caramelize the natural sugars exactly as we like, which when combined with a delicate balance of spices creates the signature flavors of the classic fall-themed brew. We know you'll appreciate the effort when you taste the difference roasting real pumpkins make. So this is on a more malty side. I like me a good malt and some sweet. Butternut squash soup? Seared venison shortbread cookies. What? Oh, that's what you pair this with. Okay. 33 on the SBM. I don't know what that one means, but 25 IBU, so pretty low in the bitterness, which is good. 6.1% alcohol by volume. And let's pop this open. Let's pour it in the No Butts, No Glory pint glass. And we'll taste this, and then Mary and I can get back to watching our junk TV. And yay, that home address. Not that you would have seen it, but yay, it is covered. Okay. I probably should have turned on more lights for this too. All right, when's the last time I poured a beer? Like poured a beer into a glass. It's been a minute. I mean, I've had beers at like the Jamboree and stuff, but I got a little left in the can, but that's what'll fit. Didn't keep a lot of head. Sex jokes. All right. Definitely smells pumpkin-y. Let's go for it. Nice dark. Oh, yeah, okay. Little sweet up front. Definitely get that toasty, malty in the middle. Pumpkin kind of coming in the back end, but not heavy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's reminding me of some like the roast coffee ones, but I think that's the roasting of the pumpkin. Yeah, I think saying it's a sweet and malty beer on the side, I agree with that. It is sweet, it is malty. Not like overpoweringly sweet, not like a sour or fruit or something, but that's pretty good. Just see if I can remember to tell you, it's 9:32 p.m. when I'm having this. Let's see how long it takes me to drink these 3 beers. Okay, we finished the Rogue. It's pretty good. I don't love it so much that I'd buy. Oh my God, what is with my hair? I need a haircut. It's pretty good. I can't say that I'm like in love with it and want to get it again, but it's pretty good. I should turn on this other light. Yeah. That beer took me a while to drink. It's, oh God, it's 11:02. That beer took me a lot longer. I kind of got sidetracked by things. All right. I learned it by watching you. Oh, it's 11. That means Mary should be... I guess we'll finish this game show we're watching. We just been sitting on the couch hanging with the putties. Use a Godzilla glass. She has to go into the office tomorrow, so those days she has to go to bed earlier. But hey, coffee pots are good, so I should do that. Let's see, is this the... Yeah, this is the next highest. So the next highest alcohol by volume is a 6.4. We have the new Belgium Atomic Pumpkin. Special release. Ooh, spicy release. What are you telling me here? Anything? No. Brewed with pumpkin, cinnamon, and chilies. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Okay. Let's pour this. All right. Makes sense we used a Godzilla glass then, since we're getting spicy. Atomic breath. I wouldn't mind watching some Godzilla stuff, but I also kind of want to watch Fast and Furious movies. I've randomly gotten in the mood for that, and I still never watched the last one. Okay, but as these beer things go, the deeper in I get, the less my palate can really, you know. Look at that Thousand Island. I found it in the back of the fridge. It needs to go. I almost made a food today, and like, oh, nah, I won't. Okay. Oh, that cinnamon note in there is very interesting. I'm not sure really getting heat. It's a little bit sweeter. The cinnamon really kind of lingers on the back end. It's a little cinnamon toast crunchy. Not quite, but a little bit that. Not a whole lot of flavor in the front, so it's probably the pumpkin. It's probably just similar to the other. I guess I got a little bit of, tiny bit of the heat in the throat on the swallow there. That's what she said, yes. This is okay, but I definitely like the last one more. I can already tell. All right, 11 something. Let me drink this. Okay, Mary has gone to bed. It is 12:39. I gotta be a little quiet. We're moving on to Shipyard Brewing Company Smash Pumpkin with an, where is it? With an ABV alcohol by volume of 9%. IBU is only 20, so even lighter. Nice. I did get a little more heat and cinnamon on that last drink, but you know, still not my favorite. So this is a pale whole wheat Munich Willamette Saphir. I don't know my beer terms. Smash Pumpkin. Smash Pumpkin season with the Shipyard Smash Pumpkin. The big bodied beer pours a light copper orange with pleasing aromas of pumpkin, cinnamon, and burnt sugar, balanced by a mild lingering sweetness and a slightly warm, bitter finish. Smash Pumpkin is the perfect beer for when the temperature starts to drop to fully enjoy all the flavors. This ale is best drunk at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. The drink's supposed to be 55, or it's supposed to be 55 outside, because it's 31 outside. And I can't imagine you'd want a 55 degree beer. I think they mean because of the fall weather. Anyways, let's put it in a Resident Evil glass. And honestly, I should have drank some water. For palate cleansing, if nothing else. Immediately, the aroma of this one popped right out of the can. At least compared to the others. And of all of them, this is the first time we're getting any kind of decent head. Let me get some water. You know what? I was gonna do something to make this a little better, and I just realized it's not going to work. I was gonna carry this back upstairs and taste test so I could talk a little louder, but I can't really because I have my iPad and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I didn't finish the can. So let's just go for it. Beautiful color. Very pumpkin-y aroma. A little bit sweeter and smoother up front. A little more beerish in the middle. The sweetness of the pumpkin really starts coming through. And then there's that hint of bitterness in the back end. I don't love that, but it goes away pretty quick. And then the pumpkin kind of lingers. It almost kind of, a semi-sweet pumpkin coats the tongue. Now granted, keep in mind, some of that may be amplified by the two other beers. I will try to come back and shoot my last thoughts after I've really had this. But as it currently stands, the first beer I had, was it this one? You know what, I'm glad I went by number, yeah. So the Rogue is my favorite, which is interesting since I don't like IPA, but I love Bat Squatch. And Tom Pumpkin is my least favorite, and this is my middle. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that last beer, not my favorite. First, best, third, second beer, third. It's like, I've been playing God of War 3. We'll talk about God of War later. I'm about to finish it, I think. And I'm gonna start Gotham Knights. And I got other cool games to play. And Black Friday games, man. Lots of good stuff, lots of good sales. So we'll talk about games in this video, probably. I could use a snack. Cheers, and welcome to the most delicious movie you'll feast upon.
Oh, we're doing that one.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the menu. We're going to keep this very spoiler-free. Although there's a couple of things, well, keep it short too, because this isn't a vlog. There's a couple of things I'm going to talk about in the trailer, maybe, but we'll see how we play it. I'll keep this. What I would recommend is if you like Ralph Fiennes, you like Anya Taylor-Joy, just go see the movie. Just go in blind. I think this could be a very interesting blind watch. Mm-hmm. Not for everybody, but for a lot of you. Some people will be like, oh, what the fuck have you got me into?
Just wait.
Yeah. So, you know, the basic setup is there's an exclusive dining event on an island. Like, you gotta take a boat. The boat doesn't stay. Nicholas Hoult is bringing Anya Taylor-Joy along. He's a super foodie. And she's not really. So the movie, they definitely do not represent Mary and I. But for a few minutes in the beginning, there's some moments when Mary and I felt like, yeah,
is this us?
Yeah, this has been us at dinner at times. You know, but just in the beginning. But just know that, right? And then John Leguizamo's in there, and you know, Ralph Fiennes.
And he's great.
Yeah, and Ralph Fiennes is this like high-end fucking perfectionist chef. And you got characters that are like pretentious food critics, things like that. There's only 12 people at this dinner, and it's great. That's all we can really tell you. So that's the review. No, we can talk around a little bit more. Now, one thing I will say. Oh, go ahead.
How would you describe the genre for it? Because I've been going back and forth on what to categorize it as.
Well, it's a very dark satirical comedy. But it also has some thriller elements. It's definitely got some mystery elements in the sense of you will sit there wondering, where are we going with this? But like the good version of that.
Yeah. Not
like, what are we doing here? Where are we going? But more like, oh, this is great. Where is this going though? Like, what? I have no idea what's going to happen next.
Right.
I will also say, if you've seen the trailers can lead you to believe it is a certain played out trope. That's been a lot. Most Dangerous Game-ish. I'm going to tell you right now.
It's not that.
It's not that at all. So, like, because I saw a lot of people in comments on things being turned off, like, oh, it's just this kind of movie. I don't want to see that. And everybody else is like, it is not that. You should still go see this movie. So that's about the biggest spoiler I'll give you, is it is not what the trailers show you. There are some gross things in there, though. I will say that much. Just, be aware. If you're squeamish, you might need to once or twice.
But even that's not terrible.
Right, Mary could handle it. There's definitely a lot of... I really can't tell you much. I could just really say it is one of the... It's a very original, inventive film with amazing performances, a tight script. It never gets boring. You're on the edge of your seat. They get the tension right. And again, if you've ever worked in food service, if you're aware of food service, you're aware of how restaurants work, how food works, especially like the higher end stuff, if you're into that, if you're a foodie, a food photographer, any of that, you're going to get a lot more out of this than somebody that doesn't care. And I'm not knocking, like, if you only ever eat at McDonald's or something and, like, that's your whole food experience, then that's fine. I'm not knocking that. But you're probably not going to get nearly as much enjoyment out of this because part of what makes it so great is how spot on they are with all of that. And, again, I saw myself being made fun of in a lot of spots. But I was like, yeah, no, I get it, though. I get it. Yeah. like even just, like, taking pictures of your food. Things like that. It's like... guilty. But
he's going like, I was like, you ever do that in real life? I will kill you.
Well, that's more the big reveal, right? Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Certain ways certain people were spoken to.
Yeah.
But there are some crazy...
there were multiple things probably.
Yeah, because I know, like, some big reveal stuff at the end, you'd be like, it's like, yeah, no, I would never. But I will say this, the food did... a lot of it looked really delicious. And if it really was just this as a dinner, I would have probably fucking loved it. But yeah, and it just keeps going, and there's twists and there's twists and there's twists, and then there's some really like darkly funny stuff in here. And yeah, I just really love this movie. Like, it's one of my favorites of the year. It's in my top 10, I think, of the year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we saw 2 of my new top 10 movies in a row this week. Because the other movie we're going to talk about, I think, is also in my top 10.
I have just out of curiosity, is Wakanda Forever in your top 10?
No, I really enjoyed it, but it's not in my top 10 of the year. It was really good, and a Marvel movie can get into my top 10. But I mean, when you're comparing it against like Everything Everywhere All at Once, or The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
God, was that this year?
Yeah. Or The Sadness, or Shakespeare's Shitstorm, or The Menu, or this other movie we're going to talk about. Or I really need to look at what all I've seen this year to remember what my top 10 this year is.
Yeah, I would, before I could give you my top 10, I would need you to give me a sheet of everything that I've seen, because otherwise I'd be like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, right. But,
because like, I've already forgotten that Everything Everywhere All at Once was this year.
Yeah, it was early this year, or at least for us. I think it's good. Yeah, because it's contender for Oscars this year, so. Terrifier 2.
Oh, God, see, that would not get anywhere near my top 10.
I'm thinking about it. It's in my top 20. I don't know if that's in my top 10. It's probably my top 15. It may be like 11 or 12.
So it would be booted outside of any top. It'd be like, no, you're disqualified from any placement.
Oh, yeah, it's not your kind of jam. But anyways, go see The Menu. Seriously. Just go have a good time with that. It's really fun. All right, next. Welcome, me hearties. Now we're going to do a no-spoiler review on the other movie we saw this year. It was all about pirates. Because it was called R. R. Okay, it's not about pirates, but we finally fucking watched RRR.
Just took us how many months?
Yeah, I know. It was random that we got to it. So,
yeah, it was literally, he's looking through Netflix.
Go ahead, no.
Okay. He was looking through Netflix while I was doing something, and then he's like, and he comes across RR. He's like, wait a minute, it's actually early enough in the evening. We can watch this because it's a long movie. It's like 3 hours.
No, I know, but that's you're telling the story slightly different than I remember it. We had plans of what we were going to watch, and then while you were doing something, I thought, let me poke around the other streaming sites and remind myself of things we want to watch that we aren't thinking about. And you were, because we had already been watching anime, and I already drinking, so it's like, all right, I'm subtitled out now. And then Mary's like, ooh, you know what, you were the one that's like, oh, we have enough time, we should watch RRR.
Well, because you had come across it on Netflix.
Right.
That's what brought that up.
Well, it sounded like you said I said that, but anyways, point being, I was like...
No, I said that.
It's like, I know I want to see it, but I don't want to read subtitles. But I want to give the lady what she wants. She's like, you don't have to. I was like, no, you want to watch it, we should watch it. I know I need to watch it. Dude, like 5 minutes in, and then like halfway in, and then by the time it's over, it was fucking phenomenal. I get the hype. There's so much in this movie that I'm going to tell you one thing about it. And it could be considered a spoiler. It's not like a big plot point, but I find like this is more of a sales point than a twisty plot point. The action in this is insane. It's a Bollywood style kind of, it's a Hindi, or not Hindi, but what's the, not Bollywood, but a Tollywood?
Tollywood.
We're learning these new terms. Anyways, they do weird, crazy action. Motherfucker throws a tiger at another dude to attack it in the middle of a fight. That's the kind of movie this is, and it's great. And it's got one of the greatest bromances you will ever see with some charming motherfuckers. And the dance numbers are awesome. And I want a video game made of this. Because going from like the fighting to like doing like rhythm dance revolution shit and everything else, and the music and the visuals and the effects. I mean, this thing is spectacular. 3 hours and 5 minutes of greatness. Now, we watched it in the Hindi soundtrack. I wanted to watch it in the original soundtrack, but I'm not sure Netflix had it or we didn't know what the right one was at the time. There is also an English dub, and half the movie is already in English anyways, because this is actually based on a true story. I don't know how much of it's true.
How accurate
it is.
But yeah, it's in colonized India, so Brits all over the place.
Evil Brits, some of the most evil motherfucking Brits. This one lady pulls out from between her legs. You have to assume she keeps it in her vagina. Anyway, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's fucking brutal and awesome. But not like brutal, like, it's not super gruesome or anything. Mary had no problems with anything.
No, it's so over the top that, it's I don't want to say comical, but...
Well, it's got that Bollywood movie thing. But again, a higher end version where it's like I told her, what I love about it is just somebody's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And they're like, we don't care if it makes sense. We just care if it's cool.
Fuck physics.
Yeah. Like, we don't give a shit about any of that. If it's fucking fun and cool, we're doing it. And that's what I fucking love about this. Because there is some absolutely ridiculous shit in this.
Also, I do want to point out...
But it's amazing.
You don't get the title card until
40 minutes in. And you don't even care. Because so much great stuff has already happened.
Just like, wait, what? Okay.
There are frequent points in this movie. Actually, once or twice I even made the joke on, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens next week. Or, because like there are frequent points in this movie. It's like, you probably could have cut this into like 5, 40-minute episodes and called it a mini-series, and like the cliffhangers would have been like, I need to know, no, is it next week yet? But yeah, again, 3 hours and 5 minutes. There's a charming love story in here. Actually, a couple of fairly charming love stories. Great character reveals. They do a real good job of changing up how you feel about people throughout the movie until the full story is revealed.
Yeah.
And
they do a really good job on that, although I kind of saw some things coming, but it was still good.
Right. But again, man, just the ridiculousness of it. And the bromance. There's like a 5-minute goddamn bromance montage. And it's one of the greatest things. And these guys are super fucking charming. Like, they just ooze fucking charisma. There's one thing with like a horse and a motorcycle, and after it goes on for a minute, I'm like, Tom Cruise just needs to pull right the fuck up beside him. And then Vin Diesel, and we'll just... Actually, funny enough, this could fit in the Fast and the Furious universe. I need a sequel. I guess
I guess be a prequel technically.
Well, it would have to be a sequel for it to fit timeline-wise. Unless, Fast and Furious, they could time travel. I haven't watched the last one.
It's just like this took place in I want to say 4? No, that's 40s.
I was thinking like maybe 20s.
Maybe 1920s, yeah.
Echo. When did the British leave India?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, India gained independence from Britain on August 15, 1947.
Okay, well, so it happened to be before 47.
But I think, judging by that car she was driving, it probably was the 20s.
That's a good point. Okay, anyways, and there's also some, ridiculous, there's some things that should be really problematic in here. That's how you're gonna help your boy meet the girl? God damn. But it's so fucking charming in here, it's fine. You do it today with American Boys or something. It's like, oh, that's horrifying. But they were so fucking charming. And again, if you know how he helped his boy meet the girl, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, that's not fucked up. But it is. But no, they're so goddamn charming. It's fine. and very satisfying. Like, they do a great job making you really hate the villains.
Yeah.
Really feel for your heroes. And then, man, just so satisfying with the conclusions of everything. And even the moral dilemmas of our heroes are pretty fascinating. Maybe it's got a bit of the zoomies. So, up and about.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, if you were on the fence and you hadn't seen this, or you're thinking about it, or you didn't even know about it, seriously, hop on Netflix, watch RRR. Just turn off your brain and go for a hell of a fun ride.
Huge thing of popcorn.
Yeah, and a big bottle of wine. Or smoke a lot of whatever if it's legal. I don't give advice about doing illegal things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this face is. Hey, look at me. I'm Mitch McConnell. No.
Oh, no, please don't. I have to sleep with you.
Bye.
That can't come up quite right.
Didn't it? I think you were trying to say live with me, but you know, yeah.
That too.
But yeah. Yeah, it was fun, dude. The soundtrack, the score is amazing as well. I would buy the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. The soundtrack, by the way, with the subtitles, I wonder how much the subtitles made that different for us, because they translate the soundtrack too, which I think added to it for us, because when they translate the soundtrack, it very much explains everything that's happening on the screen.
Like their version of Gilligan's Island.
Yeah,
it lays out the entire thing.
It's like, and then they became friends, but for how long? When will the shoe drop? You know, but obviously they're not singing it in English, so it's like, I don't think if you were watching just a dub with no subs, it would have the translations for the soundtrack.
Probably not.
But the translations for the soundtrack added to it, because it was just ridiculously on the fucking nose, you know? And yeah, man, just awesome. Awesome action, awesome fire. There's one fucking shot in here. And again, can I say this without spoiling? It's just for the people that know. So the mission at the party, and the truck goes sideways, and the thing comes off and reveals. Mm-hmm. That fucking shot is mwah, 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 just take all my fucking money. That's that was one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen. It's a movie that knows how to be cool. So go see it. All right. Anything else?
It was just so much fun.
And it's also a movie that made us want to go watch more Bollywood things.
Still need
and I've heard that from other people.
I need to hunt down that Terminator Bollywood knockoff.
That is one of the ones I want to. I really want to.
Because I've seen clips from that, and that is insanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this definitely pulled from Jackie Chan and John Woo, and I mean.
Oh my God, that fight scene!
There's a lot of fight scenes.
I'm trying not to spoil.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought somebody turned on Frasier. Toss salad and scrambled eggs.
One guy is rescuing the other guy, and that particular sequence towards the end. Because
on the cliffside,
the
okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, although that was, hopefully I talked over it. I know I was getting there. Don't go back and listen to what she said. It'll make sense when you see it. Yeah, no, that whole thing was fucking insane, but awesome.
Yeah,
especially when they had to climb. Sorry, we haven't had them in weeks. Sorry. Oh my God. Okay. It was so good. It was so good. All right. Go see RRR.
Yes.
All right. More stuff. Bye. Hey, let's do a quick unboxing. We've been meaning to get to these forever. On our last day, the day we actually had to get on the plane from Universal, we went back in the park for an hour or two, and I did buy 2 boxes of these, because these are kind of cool, as you know from the pin trading, although Disney pin trading, Universal pin trading is a little different. But these are mystery pins, limited release, and why I really had to get these, as you may notice, is this is classic late 80s, early 90s, or I guess was Universal open in late 80s? Probably early 90s.
I have no idea.
This is all the classic rides, the ones I remember from my childhood, because I did a little Epcot or whatever when I was a kid, but I never did Disney, but I did do Universal, because the Jaws ride traumatized me forever. So anyways, we're going to check this out. I'm going to let Mary open these. Not sure what the chase pin would be of 1,000.
Woody Woodpecker.
I was thinking Woody Woodpecker. Chili Willy is pretty cool. My name is Chili Willy. Scooby's fine, because who doesn't love Scooby? I would love to get Jaws, because that is just an all-time staple for me. I even went on the original version before they changed it to like the electrocution. I saw the original full explosion one. Back to the Future was a great ride.
I got to ride that one. That was
Yep.
fun.
Earthquake. I fucking loved Earthquake for so many reasons that I can't even get into here. E.T. would be fine. Frankenstein, of course, is great. And then King Kong was probably my third favorite ride of that entire park, behind Jaws and Earthquake. So we got two. We'll see what we get. They'll probably be the two I don't care about.
Is there 2 per pack?
I don't know. That's
2.
a good...
It says 2.
Okay, yeah. I guess I should show you the box while she's kind of opening that. Oh, thank God that's where that was, because I have. That was on me.
I made sure it was covered.
Thank you. So yeah, honestly, I like all of these. I think E.T., Scooby-Doo, Woody Woodpecker, those are probably the most disappointing. But I do like all of these. Even then, I would be fine with getting.
Is there 2 of these in here?
You
Okay,
says 2.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be 2 per bag.
Got you.
All right, let's see. No, handy. I think I can just tear through this.
On the off chance you need it.
All right, we got.
Yes! Right out the gate, we get the #1 Eric's most requested.
Puffy.
Oh yeah, it is a little bit of a puffy pen. All right, let me give them a good look at this before you open that up. Hold on. Well, you know, they want to see it.
I'm gonna guess if I can guess what this is.
Oh, she's doing the old school thing. Hell yeah, that is going on my jacket. Dun, dun, dun. Like, I'm so obsessed with this ride. Like, I still watch videos about it behind the scenes, and it might even be more terrifying when you see the ride with the water drained from it. What is it? Mechanophobia or something like that. There is an actual name for a fear of underwater animatronics, and I definitely have it, and I got it because of Jaws. And it's exciting.
I think this might be Chili Willy.
Well, I mean, Chili Willy's okay. Are these individually numbered, or is it just the chase? Okay, just the chase.
And Chase is.
There's 1,000 of the chase.
Okay.
But you know what? Chili Willy works for me. I was always a fan of Chili Willy. I like chili better than I
That
like...
is Chili Willy.
That is actually pretty cute.
Again, it's puffy.
Yeah, it's still metallic.
Yeah.
It does have just like... It is weird.
I don't think it's metallic. I think it's just shiny.
Well, no, it's...
Like it's glossy almost.
I don't know what that is, but it's not like puff paint, but...
Yeah.
Anyways, that's cool. One absolute love, and we really should do this like on something that's not... Hold on. Bear with me, everybody. I know I've got the camera in my hand. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's the only thing about these countertops, man.
All right, let's see. This one. I think this one's gonna be E.T. Whoop.
Whatever. I got Jaws. Even if all of them suck now.
Yep, E.T.
E.T., go the fuck home. E.T., suck bone.
No, that's not.
E.T. suck bone?
Okay, and then
Last
I think
not least,
Frankenstein?
I would love Frankenstein. Now I wish I bought
Nope.
it.
Oh my god.
No!
I didn't think we get a duplicate.
But at least it's not in the same box. Universal does some kind of pin trading. Maybe we can trade it later next year.
Did they do pin trading?
I think it's not, again, like everything Universal, it's not nearly as much or as awesome as Disney. But they do it. I saw something. Hey, I got Jaws. That's the important part. The rest of these can fuck right off. I'll never see them again. No, I'm just kidding. But Jaws is going on the jacket, which, by the way, I put some things on here that I don't know if I ever showed y'all. Like that one. Yeah, I had to wear that. And the and the Cranky Donald that we got. I think that's all on this side. On the other side, I put one of the Star Wars ones or something. Yeah, the Star Wars one's the only one I put on there.
Well, that's what we traded for.
Yep. Anyways, that's that segment. Hello, my name is EricButts, and this is our no-spoiler review for Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
That was terrible.
Okay, you didn't really have to stick your hand in my butthole. So we, obviously, no spoilers. I know it's gonna be very difficult for her. It's also probably gonna make this very short. Because, I mean, how the fuck can we really talk about much without spoiling anything? But we can at least give our thoughts, which is, Wow, 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 wow. Fuck yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah. And again, it'll be on Netflix in a month if you can wait. But again, we were like, well, we love Knives Out. I love Rian Johnson. I did not want to have to worry about getting spoiled for the next month. So it's in Regal's apparently exclusive for a week. There might be talk that it might expand, but it depends on how successful it is. But seriously, go see it. We saw it like a Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. If you liked the first Knives Out, you're gonna like this one.
And we took his dad.
And we took my dad. Yeah, my dad was really into it, and he even had a blast. He hates going to the movies, but he had a blast. And he agrees with pretty much everything we're gonna say.
So again, entire cast is excellent.
Well, yeah. Well, first off, yeah. Just again, I just want to throw out just how much I love it, which is this is easily again. It's been a crazy fucking banger of years for movies, especially non-IP movies, because you would think a lot of Marvel and Star Wars, well, there's not Star Wars movies, but a lot of Marvel stuff is in my top 10 this year. There's no Marvel stuff in my top 10. I love them all, but that's not a quality of Marvel. It's how many good movies, because this is in my top 10. This might be in my top 5. It's at least 5 or like 6 or 7 if it's not in my top 5, but you know, I've got to think on it. Also, really makes me want to go watch Knives Out again. Not that they're, again, and this is not a spoiler, not that they're connected, but just put me in the mood for this. And immediately when this is over, A, I wanted to watch it again immediately, and B, I'm ready for a third one.
Yeah.
Get me now.
And I'm gonna say, Knives Out, great movie. I feel like Glass Onion is a slightly different vibe, but that makes it its own thing.
Yeah, just like an Agatha Christie novel, or you know, or the Murder She Wrote formula that was, you know, the Agatha Christie formula. It really is just that you have this one great character, and then you give him a whole new playground to go in. Yeah. And it's just that very quality writing. So I mean, it's every bit as good in that vibe, and that's what we did here. And again, she's saying different vibe, which it should be. I think as she called out, we were talking earlier, of course, that it is a little bit funnier, but I think that's just because of the group of people he's among this time. That group and type of people tend to be more ridiculous, even in real life, right? Than the type of people you were around in the first one.
Because I feel like a lot of the humor in Knives Out was just the various family members just cutting each other.
And the tension of it and all of that. Yeah. And again, that's here. But again, done differently within the context of the characters you're working with, the way they interact with each other and talk to each other. And I know this movie was made, it was made long enough ago that it might be hinting at a little certain somebody, but boy, is it so freaking on point with things literally happening in real time.
Yeah, it was also made long enough ago that there's a couple of there's a little sadness at the very beginning.
I'm trying to remember. Very beginning. Oh, okay. Well, that's because I didn't recognize that in the moment. And so, and that was like I guess that was in the beginning.
It was the very beginning.
Anyways, great time. Again, similar structure to the first movie, but very different because it is its own mystery. And man, the reveal, I'm not telling you anything, but the reveal is so much fun. And all the twists and turns. And I can't talk about it here, but there's a thing about perception, and I can't talk about it here. I'll leave it, because anything I say will be spoilery.
I have to say, I did not really see much, if any, of the twists coming.
Okay. Well, that's not what I'm going to talk about, but we'll talk about that off camera because I can't talk about it here. But yeah. No, again, I went into this movie because this relates to what I can't talk about here, and I knew what kind of movie I'm in for, so I'm paying attention to every goddamn detail. But the movie is so strong at just being great and entertaining that it relaxes you into not doing that. Like, you can, but it's so good, you just go along for the ride and you kind of forget to start paying attention. Or even maybe things you thought you saw, you start doubting, or maybe, without even trying, like, it's expert level craftsmanship on display here in this movie. Yeah. I will say one thing, because Mary made a quick joke, and this is not a spoiler at all, but of course, where it's going to Netflix next month, it's an opening logo reference, okay? So it's not a spoiler. It was disappointing, because it is the Netflix logo, and seeing the Netflix logo come up, and it doesn't, especially in a theater, because it would have been cool, go, da-dong! Which is another thing we're going to mention. That's a little disappointing. So half-star
I
deduction.
my own.
Yeah.
I just supply my own sound effects.
I'm kidding about the half-star deduction. No, this is a perfect movie. At least right out the gate. You know, I mean, who knows with critiquing or critical thinking over time, but I don't care. I loved it. I wanted for my dad's sake, let's throw out a couple of things that he personally really loved about it.
Okay.
Again, broad strokes of the movie, he's going to be in agreement, but a couple of things personally spoke to him, and this is not a spoiler at all, but he loves Benoit, no.
Benoit?
No.
Shit. Not Bonsoir.
Blanc.
Something, it's a Frenchy bean.
Benoit Blanc?
Benoit.
It's Benoit Blanc.
I think. The last name is definitely Blanc.
Can't do this with the video.
Freaking Louisiana, Cajun.
Who does Daniel Craig play in Knives Out?
The characters in Knives Out include
Benoit Blanc. Anyways, my dad, there's a scene, it's not a spoiler, it's just, he's in a tub. He's smoking a cigar and he's got a bottle of scotch. So my dad's like, I love this guy. There's also a reference to one of my dad's favorite scotches in there, which is, I'm gonna say it wrong probably, Lagavulin. No, because I keep wanting to say Macallan, which is he thinks is okay. He likes Macallan ware, but is Lagavulin 16 for the smoky peatiness? It's like, so there's that. There's also, we'll just say this, it's video game references. That really called home to Mary and I. We probably laughed a little harder. And it's actually in the same scene. So that one scene, wow. That one scene does so much. Like even outside of our own geeking out about it to just establish that character. Even because you don't have to see the other movie. You could totally watch this movie without watching Knives Out. But why would you? Because Knives Out is amazing. But yeah. And everybody else in this is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, Janelle Monáe does a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, and she is fan-fucking-tastic in it.
Yeah.
She's getting more and more work. I would say this is probably the most high-profile, most mainstream, general audience, high-profile thing she's on the film side.
What was that called? The one with all the NASA.
Yeah, that's true. Higher Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
Which was fantastic. But I guess she's part of an ensemble here too. I don't know, she just shines a lot more here. I feel like she was given even more to do in this, because you're right, she was fantastic in that. That's a good pull.
She's pretty good in Annabelle too. It was just a weird
yeah, but that wasn't like quite as mainstream and out there for people. So, and I have no issues with her in that movie as much as certain things in that movie. I'm like, what? But we're not here to talk about those. We're here to talk about this. Yeah, she was fantastic. Kate Hudson was wonderful. First Hulk, second Hulk, third Hulk, fourth Hulk.
No, not Nolan.
Edward Norton.
Norton.
Yeah, no, he is so good in this. And my God, the parallels you can draw from his characters to somebody else right now, it was killing me. Because again, I'm watching this movie knowing, wow, this is very specific to things happening in the last week or two, which they could not have known a year ago filming this. They could have had some idea, but it's just one of the, even if that was what they were going for a year ago, it just became more true and prophetic because wow, it's like really on the nose with some things. It's just cracking me up. Odom. Leslie Odom.
Junior.
Yeah, Junior. Awesome. Fucking awesome in this.
I think it's like, I didn't recognize, I seen her like, looks familiar. I think it was the beard dose.
Oh yeah, the beard, yeah. Dave Bafucking-Tista, dude. Dude is so fun. So fun. I'm glad we're in the Batista-verse where he exists for us. Yeah, so again, great fucking movie. No, I can't tell you that because I don't want to tell you anything. But wow, I can't believe without telling you anything, we've talked for almost 10 minutes.
There's a cameo.
Okay, so we are going to, okay, do not freak out. This is, I will say this, it is very subtle. So, and it doesn't, it has nothing to do with plot, mystery, anything like that. And I feel like I need to tell them that just so they can hear it because I want them to feel safe hearing this. Comment, put spoiler or something just so you don't remember, or like, or guess, like don't just put your guess, say you're gonna guess or whatever, so people know not to read this comment if they don't wanna. But, did you spot the Joseph Gordon-Levitt cameo? I'm just really proud that we picked that we noticed that. This is a deep fucking cut, y'all. So if you got it, then I have mad fucking respect for you for reasons I can't tell you because that would be too big a clue.
Yep.
And that was not meant to be like a clue. It wasn't. But how cool would it have been if it was? How cool would it have been if I had planned that far ahead?
I'm sitting here going like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the musical version of Clue at some point.
Oh yeah. Well, I need to see that. I want to go play Clue, even though it's an awful game. But dude, yeah, movie is fan-fucking-tastic. Crowd had a blast. We had a blast. What else you want to say about it?
Just go watch the fucking movie.
Go fucking watch it. Go see it in the theater. Because again, I'm tired of this fucking discourse. And again, I know the Tarantino, the Scorsese's, they say certain things, but it's always reported in a way that makes it sound worse than what they're saying. Because like, I can get where Scorsese's coming from about modern cinema. I can get where Tarantino's coming from about modern cinema, except how dare he call the 80s a terrible decade for cinema. The fuck? I know he's a 70s guy, but dude, seriously, the 80s? But all that aside, I know a lot of this shit gets taken out of context, twisted, blah, 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 blah. But it's not all Marvel stuff out there, and the Marvel stuff is great, and I love it. But there's shit like Knives Out and Glass Onion. There's shit like The Menu. There's shit like fucking, what are some of my other favorites this year? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Sadness. You know, I mean, shit, I was gonna say The Batman, but you know, that is cape shit. But I'm just saying, and I mean, there's a small sampling, and there's so much other little films too that have come in. Fucking even Terrifier 2. Look at the successor. Okay. Sorry, let me get off my soapbox.
Oh, one last thing. Get your Avatar tickets.
I don't know about anywhere else for anybody else, but I've just out of curiosity been looking at like the prime few opening night screenings every now and then to see how they're doing, and they are got plenty of seats left. And we're a place that a movie like that, you know, Marvel movie, Star Wars movie, within the first 1 to 2 days, all those prime screenings are going to be fully booked, or at least maybe the front row's open or something. But so it's a little concerning that Avatar is what I showed you those seating charts after what, like 2-3 days since tickets went on sale.
They're like half full at best.
Yeah, we're talking the prime like 7-something Thursday and 6-something Friday opening weekend IMAX 3D versions, and I wouldn't even say half full. It looks closer to a third. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I'm happy to go see it.
Hey, listen. Hey, 3's already done. It's in post-production, so you at least get 3.
Woo!
And apparently he shot part of 4, but even he's been like, if I don't get a 4 and 5, I'm not worried about it. I was like,
I think.
But I'm probably hearing that in some weird context that's not accurate.
I think to some degree with these movies, he's like, I get to make new technology when I do these things, and I think he's a tech head.
That's what I thought too. I thought about Lucas as well. You know, he was Lucasing a lot. So this interview I heard the other night, and it really does come from more of a charitable place. Now there is part of that. You can tell that's part of it. It's part of what he wants to do. But there's a whole thing about after Avatar, he could have walked away from movies, and he was kind of ready to. But because Avatar meant so much to a lot of like indigenous people and like people that had been on the bad end of the things that happened in that movie, and so he started doing a crap ton of charity work with them, like just for years, just massive. That was his life, and then he realized this feeling that was. You said it. Hey, you know what? Who cares? He's saving. That's what I'm gonna say. It wasn't like he was indoctrinated or anything. Anyways, we don't get into that. But the whole thing was that he decided, it's like, you know what? Okay. And he literally, if I can remember, this is gonna be a almost quote, but he talked about, you know, but then he wanted to come back and spread the message again, basically. Jack is trying to get at this camera stand. And he even made the reference, something like, it may be a lessened message, you know, maybe the message is watered down, but it'll get to so many more people. Basically, he wants to do for those people what he did for them with the first Avatar, but do it again with a wider net. Anyways, it was respectable.
Hey guys.
Jack is my buddy boy. Getting everything in this. Oh, nope, he's had it. That's enough. Okay, a minute, 2 minutes. No, fuck. Let me down.
I think we're done.
This vlog needs something. Appetizers. Or hi, Odin. Look at this handsome boy right here. Hi, Hi, Odin. Love you, buddy.
About that.
Where's Mike?
Don't film me while I'm eating. That's rude.
Oh.
So actually put one at the
Thanks. Apple cider vinegar turkey or apple cider turkey. Mashed taters, Terrifier 2 style. Onion mix. Look at these fall apples. It's fall in a thing. That's what Mike said. Cornbread and that's the best wife. Look what she just did. She brought me wine.
We still have biscuits coming.
And biscuits. Biscuits or rolls?
Green beans.
They both sound good. I'm just curious.
Biscuits, I think.
Okay, cool. Ooh, Charlie's cornbread.
I hope yours enough.
Oh my god, that looks awesome.
I know what you like.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Do you mean top you off?
Yes, please.
Okay. First plate. Oh, there's the gravy. That's what's missing.
mashed potatoes.
Oh, the levels are good.
Cornbread stuff. 2 types of turkey. Mary's plate.
Jump cut. Jump cut.
Boy. Alright, so God of War Ragnarok. PS5 is where I played it. I don't know, it took me about 31 hours to go through the main story. I did a healthy amount of side questing. There's like 5 tiers. Hi, Jack. Glad I saw him and didn't accidentally kick him in the face. Boy. You want some shoe? No, he's freaking out from shoes. Okay. I loved it. I will say, this is my just general thoughts on it. But, I mean, really, and I don't say this is a bad thing, but it was more of the same. You know, I can't say there was anything excitedly new or substantially improved. Not that it needed a lot of improvement. It was just more of a really good thing. The story wasn't quite as impactful for me. But it was a bigger story. I do like that we got to play as different characters and have some different setups or pairings. You know, that was pretty cool. UI, I thought was a little bit clunkier, personally, taste in the beginning. Didn't feel quite as smooth. But I did really like it. I like the weapons, I like the power-ups. The side quests are pretty fun. It looked gorgeous, especially on like a 4K TV, like the high-end, whatever all the settings are. I had it all on there. Although I did think I left it on performance mode over visual mode. I debated because I'm into the visuals. Oh, I said 5 levels of difficulty. I played it on like level 2 of 5. I wasn't looking for a terrible challenge. I wanted just a little bit of a challenge and really wanted to enjoy the story and just feel like a fucking badass. And it delivered on that. Throwing the axe and everything, still really fun. Having Atreus shooting arrows and all that stuff, still really fun. Thor is a fucking beast, and I really liked that story. Thor's daughter was really interesting, I thought. The whole Odin plotline, pretty fantastic. If this was a real axe, this would be a dumb thing to do, but whatever. There's some heartbreak in there. They do move the story in some very good ways. Again, I don't want to spoil anything because I don't want to get all spoilery on you. And yeah, I like a lot of the kind of sort of redesigned levels, like where you revisit some of the same realms and places, but you know, like what is it, Thimblewinter has been going on, so everything looks and feels different. There's a place or two. Sorry, I'm back from Thanksgiving dinner and everything is just whatever, you know. I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Now you just got to deal with it. You know, some of the places I didn't quite even recognize until I'd been back in there. But also, I thought it was way more recent that I played the last God of War. But it's like 4 years ago. I was like, it's been 4 years? What? But still, looks amazing. Music, I kind of hoped I'd get a little more out of music because it is Bear McCreary, but I felt like there was less music in this. I could be wrong. It could just be that it was so powerful and impactful in the first game that didn't quite hit me as much here. They do a great job with that like single camera narrative through the entire game, and do a really good job of like timing dialogue and music cues for when you hit certain beats and hit certain marks to trigger it. So again, loved it. Very glad I bought it. Very glad I paid full price. Worth every penny. I will get lots of love and joy out of playing that some more. Kratos is still the man. And for a while at first, I was like, I don't want to play as Atreus. I don't know that I like this. But what it is I actually really like the controls for Atreus. And I liked being able to be more like I'm playing a Resident Evil game, which is, hang back and shoot everything and snipe it. That was kind of a nice bit of fun. But I found his character was less compelling. But also I found Kratos to be a little less compelling because I think the story he went through and learned in the first game, or the last game, the first of the modern saga, was more interesting to me. And this is nice, and it was definitely more the character growth and character arc was more for Atreus. Kratos didn't really have to learn a whole lot here or change very much. Not as much as in the last game. So I was a little let down with that. But then some of the side characters, I think they had much more interesting stories than normal. And Asgard was pretty cool. And it's just a good game. I mean, what was I expecting? No disappointments. Just no real innovations or pushing ahead. But it was a really good time, and I'm glad I played it. And I think Gotham Knights is next, even though I haven't played Arkham Origins or Arkham City yet. But it's like, I bought Gotham Knights, and the music that plays on the PlayStation menu has got me hyped to get started on it. I'm like, I don't care. I'll play it out of order. But it's pretty fun. But also, the PlayStation controller does not feel as good as the Xbox controller for me. I'm finding it's cramping fingers in certain ways that the Xbox controller doesn't. Just personal taste. They're all great. They're all valid. I'm not saying one's better than the other. Just my personal thoughts. All right. It is Thanksgiving. I'm filming this. This vlog has to come out tomorrow. And I still have to finish it. I haven't started editing it or anything. So I'm going to shut up. That's my thoughts on God of War. Boy. All right, there's the vlog. Again, holiday vlog. Sorry, it's... I'm going to sneeze. Achoo! Not as exciting as maybe one of my normal vlogs, but it is what it is. Deal with it. But thank you for watching, thank you for understanding, thank you for being cool. It is 10:33 p.m. on Thanksgiving, and I still have to process and import and edit and schedule all this because it has to come out tomorrow. Normally I get vlogs done on Wednesdays now, so I can do the scheduling and stuff on Thursday, but whatever, man. Good trailers coming over the next few days. I got some good stuff filmed and whatever. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate your support. Comment below. Let me know what do you think, all that and more. Click the thumbs up button. Give me the good old thumb of encouragement. I do love to be encouraged. Remember that we will get through this. We will get through this together. And check out my music. Anywhere you listen to music, TheEricButts. Look me up on Spotify, Apple Music. Anywhere you listen to music. That's what I'm trying to say. And of course, I'm doing some short films next year. So if you want to check out some of my previous work on my very out-of-date website, we have TheEricButts.com. And of course, there's a lot more descriptions, content and ways to support the channel with the links in the description below. So click that see more button to see more butts. All right, I got to get out of here because I got to get this thing put together. And I will see you all next week with hopefully something much cooler. And I'll see you all later.